Hey everybody, welcome back to the 6th round post-fight show with me, Zane Simon, and my co-host, as always, Eddie Mercado. We're coming to you all just from the conclusion of UFC 328 at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. And just coming off a ridiculous, weird title performance. Sean Strickland joins the ranks of the few and far between of UFC champions who have regained their title belt after losing it.
Didn't see this coming. That's for
No,
damn sure.
I was so sure that Sean Strickland was going to get run out of the building. Especially the way he was talking this week too. Like, I know you haven't been that keyed in on all the stuff, but like it's not even like, oh, he was talking and like I thought that he was I want him to lose, but it was all very like, he's saying, oh, Chimaev can't fight me like a real man, and oh, I'm building a retaining wall for my house, and like just it felt like somebody being very like, I know I'm gonna lose, so I'm building my excuses in already.
Future Hall of Famer Sean Strickland.
Yeah, I have had multiple people come to me and be like, is Sean Strickland the best bad fighter ever? And like, I don't know, man. I think DDP might still hold that honor, but like Strickland he is a weird guy, and he can make anybody have the worst fight of their whole career. Like, yeah, somebody else pointed out here too, like he beat Izzy and Kamzat. Like, you can't even knock him at that point, That's as legit as middleweight championship wins get, And his defensive style, his persistence, he absolutely makes opponents miserable. Like, I have never, even with like Gilbert Burns fight and the Kamaru Usman fights where which might have stalled out notably, I have never seen him look so unable to get anything going,
I don't know if it was his shitty weight cut, which I don't think he made weight right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was an injury. But for him to just flop the way he did in the second round and then just commit to striking, like it's weird. Like
He
it's
still almost
weird.
won the fight doing that.
Yeah.
Like, he came real close. I think that, I scored it for Chimaev at the end of the day.
Really?
Yeah. I
Really?
think
What rounds?
I gave him 1, 3, and 4. I think the third round was the real swing round.
Ooh.
Judges had the fifth, and the commentary had the fifth as a swing round. But I think that Chimaev landed fewer but better strikes in round 3. I think he had
3 was close. I still gave it to Sean, but I thought the 5th round was the closest.
I don't know. I felt like Strickland, to me, that was like a no question Sean Strickland round for me. Felt like he just did really solid work. Chimaev had some takedowns, but he faded a lot. Just didn't feel, Whereas like Strickland, yeah, in round 3, I got to, obviously the numbers, he outlanded Chimaev 43-29. It was a much bigger advantage, but I felt like it was all light jabs and little push kicks. And
But that's always what Sean throws.
Yeah, but he did he did better than that in round 3, I thought. Anyway, it could be the weight cut. It could be, somebody's pointing out he's a front runner, but they're both front runners. That's the thing. Like you can never think of a Sean Strickland fight where Sean, other than this one, and even then this one, where Strickland like rallied his way back into a fight. Usually, if somebody comes out and starts beating him, he just loses. And usually, if he comes out and starts winning, he wins. You know, he's not exactly a comeback king himself, but Chimaev is. I think he's the best first round fighter of all time. But now we can say very definitively in all of his close fights, after that incredible first round, he drops off hard. Like,
that second round was abysmal.
Yeah.
And he even ditched his ankle guards.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think that it might have been some kind of injury where like he might have like maybe, I don't know, like tore a calf muscle or twisted his knee or something when he shot in at the beginning of round 2 and bounced off the fence with Strickland and just like sat down hard with Strickland on top of him. It was a really weird, awkward way to go down. And then his next shot he tried, he just kind of like dove for it and pulled guard. And he moved fine standing up the rest of the way, but it was very, in those moments, it was just abysmal,
Yeah.
Really weird fight.
Very strange. But I mean, it made the fight competitive. Like it was a close fight.
No, I didn't expect a close fight. This was a thriller. It was a nail biter all the way down to the end. So
yeah,
credit to it. And I mocked Chael Sonnen on the Vivi this week because he was like, Strickland is the last hope for American MMA fans. Otherwise, it's just going to be all Russian dominance. I was like, well, I guess you'd better just, get prepared. You're going to get dominated because I would never have picked Strickland to be the vanguard of American MMA in this fight. So, who knows?
Yeah, it makes no sense. But I'm here for the chaos.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna do a rematch too.
You think right away?
I mean, a split decision. Chimaev being like, the only reason it might not be right away is because Chimaev only fights once every year and a half. So Strickland might fight DDP next.
If I'm DDP, I'm like, I want the fight.
Yeah.
I need that fight. I beat him twice. Come on.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be hard for me to pick Strickland in his next fight. And I don't even know who it's going to be, but I feel like I'm going to struggle to pick whoever it is or him against whoever it is.
Yeah.
I hope, because I mean, it can only be so many people.
Yeah, right. I mean, Chimaev, there's a rematch there. Duplessis is coming off a loss to Chimaev. The only obvious fight out there, the other like obvious challenger out there is like Nassourdine Imavov and Caio Borralho.
He already beat Imavov.
And he already beat Imavov, yeah. So if you're Strickland, you wouldn't have any interest. And like Imavov he's not gonna put anybody in seats for you. You're not gonna put any. You're not gonna get a stadium filled with people for an Imavov title fight.
And you're also not going to get the same sort of buildup, right? Like it became blatantly clear that like these guys respect one another.
Yeah,
Hamzat and Strickland. So I don't think there's any going back from that.
No, they're not going to be able to turn around and sell all the anger a second time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, somebody else mentioned Pyfer. Yeah, the UFC would love to push Joe Pyfer. I think he would probably get mopped, honestly. My guess
Yeah.
is you do like Duplessis against Imavov or Bahayo or something like that, and the winner fights Strickland. Because yeah, if you're Duplessis, obviously, you argue right away that you should get
Yeah.
that.
If I
That
were him,
title.
I would have already tweeted something out.
Oh yeah. But it
The
is weird.
MMA math ain't math, and per usual.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, just wild. Weird fight. Weird way to win a title.
I'm dumbfounded. Like, I am just dumbfounded. Like,
Yeah,
and
it is.
honestly, I didn't expect Hamzat to do as well as he did on the feet.
No, as I'm saying, it's like he almost won this fight standing. Like I say, I think it really does come down to the third round, where I would argue he landed the better shots, fewer but better.
It was
And
close.
yeah, like that to me
I
is
I barely
really
gave it to
reason.
Strickland.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is fine. I got no argument. I'm not gonna, for 1 second say that that Chimaev got robbed, but like Strickland did not have an assertive fight standing at any point, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Fucking wow.
Yeah, just wild. And like I say, Chimaev, I'm sure he gets another title shot the moment he wants to come back, whether it's Strickland holding the belt or Duplessis holding the belt or Bahayo or Imavov or whoever. I'm sure, but it'll just be like, when does he want to come back, you know?
Or does he even stay at 185?
Yeah, true. He's been talking about going up. Could be that his weight cut was incredibly hard and that he just doesn't want to cut anymore. So could be that his next fight is up at 205, in which case you got to do Chimaev versus Paulo Costa, right?
Yeah, don't they have beef?
I think so.
But I want him to get the next title shot
Against Olberg.
Yeah. So winner of that,
All right.
go the Chael Sonnen route and lose a belt in one division or lose a title shot, go up to a weight class, lose, try again.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild West days out here. Speaking of which, Joshua Van coming off of his own fluky title win over Alexandre Pantoja puts on an absolute thriller in his first defense against Tetsuro Taira.
I could not believe the betting odds.
No.
How the fuck was he an underdog? It wasn't even really a pick 'em. Like, he was a clear dog in this.
Yeah.
Made zero sense.
I really, going into this, somebody asking, do we think that the stoppage was early for the Van fight? Absolutely not. No. Taira was turning away. He wasn't responding. He wasn't throwing back. Like, this to me is what I would think of as a quality boxing stoppage, where you stop the fight because somebody else is just not fighting anymore. And they're not engaging with the fight anymore.
And like, he got dropped the second the fight got stopped. Like, he got dropped again.
Yeah.
It was done. And honestly, Taira has not proven himself in those situations that he can rally and like overcome that kind of adversity and like come back. So I thought it was a fantastic stoppage.
Yeah. I thought it was totally great, totally fine. Just an amazing fight, though, because, I'm just like you. I was going into this. I'm like, look, I've seen Van defend a lot of takedowns. He makes the right move. He tends to make the right moves on the ground. He tends to get up quick. He tends to be hard to take down. I have faith in that. I have not seen Tetsuro Taira look good in any kind of volume striking exchange battle. I have no faith in that at all. So if I need somebody to prove that they can survive in the other person's area, Tatsuro Taira to me it has everything to prove.
Right. Right.
And it was I immediately was just like, oh well, I guess I'm an idiot when Taira started out and just instantly started getting takedowns on Van like right away. But and Van did make a couple of bad mistakes. There was one moment in here where Tyra shot in on him in open space, and Van was falling backward, and he tried to do a lateral drop roll with Tyra instead of fighting the takedown. It's just like, you're never going to win that battle, man. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, but Van was doing an excellent job with his guard and like
No,
getting
yeah,
out of the mount. So real educated, and I think he was being so active that he never really gave Tyra, he never made him feel comfortable enough to just posture up and start dropping ground and pound.
No, he did an excellent job fighting every takedown, making Tyra work and really have to hold positions. And then, yeah, I mean, the thing with Van that's been true from day one in the UFC, and it is why I was confident picking him, and why I'm really, hot on him keeping on and developing for his future, is that he is a fighter who has always from day one had an elite styled game where he builds on his success round after round. He adds pieces to what he's doing. He solves problems actively and builds momentum and creates momentum so that he can have bad rounds, but you know that the next round, Joshua Van is going to have solutions to the bad round he just had. He is going to be doing more and better every single. It's very Max Holloway like, you know? Like that's the same way Max Holloway is, where you can see Max Holloway have like a kind of slow early round. You're like, I don't know. And then like round 4 and round 5, he's absolutely cooking. And Tyra's the same kind of fighter. And that's, that's something that or Van is the same kind of fighter. That's something Tyra's really going to have to look at, I think, in the future is like, hey, this is a guaranteed. I want to see this fight like 3 years from now,
Yeah.
Bring it back. But for Tyra, he's got to look at like, how do I make it so that my game develops over rounds and I'm not just showing everything I have right at the start and then it either all works or it doesn't.
And he needs some serious defensive fixing. Like, his head doesn't move off the center line. He gets tuned. He was getting now Van, excellent, smooth, liquid smooth striker, right? But the way he was just getting tuned up and not changing anything, that ain't gonna cut it.
No, he's very used to being insulated by his reach. And, credit to Van, he's one of the few fighters who knows how to fight as the shorter fighter and get inside a longer fighter's reach and fight around it. But Tyra really needs to work on a lot of defensive footwork, head movement, hand positioning, all that, so that he's not just out there being like, if I can't stick you on the end of my jab and make you fear that, I have nothing else behind that to protect me.
Yeah, he's, and he's got a lot of fights. He's still young, but he does have a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm real curious to see like how his striking develops, or is he going to be the guy that's just like, I know he's hurt people before and put them away with his strikes, but like at the elite level, like, is he going to be someone who has to rely on his grappling in the flyweight division?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough if he's going to have to be flyweight Aljo out there.
Like, it's nice to have that in your back pocket, right? Like Pantoja, nasty grappling, right? But he'll come out and throw.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
Tyra's got the heart for it. He's determined. He's a dog enough for it. So a good
Total
coach,
dog.
it's
Yeah.
not like he's gonna not stand in the ring in a boxing gym and do the work. So a good coach, he'll be there. So,
Yeah.
but great fight, really great performance from Joshua Van, really fun performance from Tyra.
But I also feel like Van, who's younger, is so much further ahead that it's hard for me to see Tyra actually catching up because
Yeah.
Van will be getting better also.
Well, one of the things really too that people got to look at, this is something fighters should all across the sport, up and down the sport, should be copying from Van, is how little effort his striking takes already. So that this is a guy who can throw in huge amounts of volume. It's like, it's like watching like somebody like Yaroslav Amosov on the ground or Khabib on the ground, where you can see them start wrestling and you're like, oh, you're never going to get tired.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wrestling, you're never going to get tired. And Van, he does such a good job where it just is so effortless, so smooth, so easy. And he's so good at finding places to use his opponent's momentum against them where they are overextending and they're overstepping, so that he doesn't even have to add a lot more pop to have something land really hard clean. And it's just, people are watching this fight and they're like, oh, Van's getting tired. He had to wrestle really hard. He tried that horrible rear naked choke idea. You're never going to choke out Tatsuro Taira. It's a terrible idea.
That
Don't
was a
do
terrible idea.
And it's like, oh, what if he's getting tired and all that? And then you watch him strike and you're like, he could do that all day. He can throw his hands forever. It is a remarkable skill. And like I say, it does make it hard to think of, like, how is somebody going to catch up to Joshua Fan like that? Because there are so few, even like in the world of volume striking MMA, high level MMA fighters, there are very few fighters who can throw in that kind of volume and just have it feel effortless.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I mean, Max Holloway's one.
Yeah.
But like, other than that,
No.
I think it'd be hard for me to like find someone who's got it like that.
Yeah. Where it's just
And
like,
he's so young. It's like,
yeah.
do you know when he started striking? Like, how old was he?
I mean, I've heard, like, what I kept seeing coming up is that he started training in general like 7 years ago, but I gotta think that's just MMA. Like,
I thought that was wrestling.
let me see.
Like,
I'm gonna find his profile here on UFC.com because they usually have enough bio info on there to. Let's see.
For him to be as smooth as he is, I mean, to find that kind of smoothness, you got to go to one and look at like the Muay Thai fights, because it's.
Nah, I mean, like, his UFC bio, he just says, I started training at 19 to feed my competitive side. And he was working in a restaurant before that. Like,
Man.
He moved from Malaysia. He moved to Malaysia when he was 10, says. And then when he was at the age of 12, he migrated with his family to the U.S. to Houston. So, like,
Houston's the best base for MMA.
at that point, I do believe that he's probably just been training for the last like 5 or 6, 7 years. Just a natural.
But that math ain't math, and you said 19.
That's what it says. That's what he said on the UFC.com bio.
That's 5 years ago.
I know. Let me see. Let me get his Tapology record up here. He took his first MMA bout in 2020 as an amateur.
Damn.
So, really and truly.
So, but it's hard to believe, like, he started training at 19, and then the next year he's in a fight.
I mean, I have heard of people doing it like that. They usually end up with like a really spotty 50-50 record for a long time, and he's just the man. Whatever he's done, he's a complete natural talent because there's no record out there of him competing in other stuff, you know?
Yeah, he's a phenom.
He's a phenom. So, and he's got all the directionality. He's got all the metagame ideas of how MMA works. It's all right there in his head, you know? Dude he's amazing. So, yeah, I guess then the question becomes what's next?
Well, it's two clear options, right? Pantoja, if he's healthy.
Yep.
And if Pantoja isn't ready, you have the winner of Gooch and Kopp.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep. So Pantoja is, you know, he had a pretty severe injury, but it didn't sound like it was as bad as it looked.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Like he had an elbow dislocation is all I'm seeing.
I just hope that's not a reoccurring thing.
Yeah, me too.
Dislocations tend to happen again and again. Once it happens once, it's more likely to happen again.
Yeah. So.
And I guess Tyra can get the loser of Gooch and.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kopp. Unless he wants to take a step down.
And then there's, you know, Loner Kavanaugh out there on a streak right now, coming off his big win over Brandon Moreno. So that's obviously their, you know, fights being made down the road. But yeah, Tyra against the loser of Cap versus Orguchi. Or actually, Tyra versus Kavanaugh would be pretty fascinating too. I could also see even doing Tyra Royval again. Like, flyweight is. No?
Not anytime soon. Royval. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Moreno. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I was about to say, he beat the brakes off of Moreno.
Yeah. You do Tyra Royval again. Flyweight's actually interesting right now, you know?
Mm-hmm. This is a good shakeup.
Yep. Brandon Moreno has been pushed so far out of the title picture that there's now a bunch of other talent making different fights.
Yeah, it's fun. It's probably the most fun it's ever been, maybe?
Yeah, it might be. The young talent in that division is fantastic. I mean, man, Ochoa looked great down on the prelims.
Oh, my God.
So, all fun. All right. That brings us to a heavyweight fight. Alexander Volkov, Waldo Cortez Acosta. When I heard 30-27, I was like, oh, okay, Waldo Cortez Acosta won.
Really? What? Not me. Once I heard 30-27, I knew it was Volkov.
No, I thought the only clear round of that fight, really and truly clear, was round 3, and I think Waldo won.
You're out of your mind. Round 2 was clearly Volkov. He wobbled.
I know. I thought. I'm not saying that Volkov didn't win round 2 because I scored the first 2 rounds for Volkov. But I'm saying that the most clear round to me was round 3.
I thought round 2 was the clearest.
And
he wobbled. Waldo got wobbled. You get wobbled, you lose that round.
He did, but I didn't think it was a funky wobble. It was
it was like a micro stanky leg. Like he did some stanky legging. I actually gave the first round to Waldo.
Yeah, I thought that would be totally fair. I think that you could easily have given the first round to Waldo, but I thought Volkov clearly won the second, and I thought Waldo clearly won the third. So
I gave the third to Volkov.
you crazy. Let me see. What do our stats say? Not that helps, but
I think just even having this discussion shows like the fight was way better than it probably should have been.
it was.
What do the numbers say? Volume for Volkov?
The numbers say Volkov did outland Costa in round 3, 21-17, but very
Slim
close.
Slim margins.
That Volkov did outland Waldo very much in the first 2, but
so yeah, I mean,
barely in the third.
30-27, I can see it.
Yeah,
but I couldn't see it for Waldo. But maybe so.
Yeah, just like I said, I didn't think I would have thought 30-27 would be a bad card no matter how you scored it. I just thought, oh, if there's one round I know who won, it was Waldo Cortez Acosta round 3. So if somebody's saying
that's how I feel about Volkov round 2.
Yeah.
Clown shoes.
Yeah, but it was a close fight. Not mad about it, but it wasn't it was a more exciting fight than it could have been, but it didn't make Volkov, this run that he's been on lately, feel more like I need to see him in a title fight, you know?
I want to see him in a title fight.
Yeah.
He got robbed against Gane.
He did get robbed against Gane. He hasn't lost in a long time. He deserves a title fight. I'm just saying this win didn't make me think, oh, Alexander Volkov looks like a killer out there. It's like, okay, he picked it.
He's never been a killer.
Yeah, no, and that's it. You know, picking your way around Waldo Cortez Acosta, I'm just not thrilled about it.
Racking those many wins together, that's impressive.
It is impressive.
Just give the guy the title shot.
Give him the Gane rematch because, well, Aspinall is coming back, isn't he?
Well, Pereira's fighting Gane for the title for the interim.
Yeah, that's right. Pereira's fighting. So the winner fights Alexander Volkov. Seems unlikely that Alex Pereira would turn around and be like, I want to fight Volkov. Or Gane would either, having beaten him twice, even though he robbed Volkov the second time.
Yeah, and then there's Tom Aspinall. Everybody's getting weird.
It is getting weird. Well, Josh Hockett has a weird fight with Derek Lewis coming up. I guess if Hockett wins, I guess you could say whoever wins that you could do against Volkov.
If a rematch with Derek Lewis?
Yeah, I don't think.
If I'm Volkov, I'm not taking that fucking fight.
No, it doesn't make sense. But
honestly, nothing makes sense outside of a title shot.
Yeah, I just can't see that happening unless he wants to sit and wait for a year and a half.
I guess it depends on.
If Aspinall is really out for a long time, then Volkov can make his case, but it's just going to be one of those things where, like, if Hockett beats Derek Lewis and gives a really goofy post-fight speech at this UFC Freedom thing, then nobody's like planning on giving Volkov a title shot, you know?
They might book Hockett versus Volkov.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that if I'm Volkov, I aim for the Hockett fight because you're almost certainly not going to get.
Well, you have to aim at the title shot. You have
to. But, yeah. But, you know, he has to know that the UFC will try to leapfrog him at the first available opportunity.
Yeah, but he's got the most merit.
He has
not that matters, right?
Not that matters. It doesn't matter at all. All right. And for Waldo Cortez Acosta,
Pavlovich.
Yeah, I mean, he already lost to Pavlovich, but you could do that rematch. Otherwise,
Oh, they fought last year.
he beat Spivak. Guess you could do him versus Blades.
Blades needs some time off.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you
that's really
could.
kind of the other sensible fight.
Honestly, him versus Hokit.
Yeah, if Volkov
What
can talk his way to the title shot, then you do Waldo Hokit. But
winner if whether Hokit wins or loses, he should fight Waldo next.
yeah, I don't know. I think Hokit will probably be aiming higher, but yeah, wouldn't be the worst booking the UFC could make. All right, that brings us to
Oh, we haven't
a.
even been ranking these fights.
Oh
Shame.
yeah, the first one I will give a 3.
I'm
Strickland
going
Chimaev.
4.
All right.
It was so competitive down to the wire.
It was very competitive down to the wire, but it was also goofy as hell.
I liked it. I liked the
All right.
goofiness.
Van Tyra, that's a 5, no question.
I gave it an 8.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
the combos Van was throwing. Wow, chef's
that's a
kiss.
5. And Volkov Acosta, I'll give it a 3 as well.
3.9. It was super
Ooh,
competitive
cute.
and like scores all over the place. It was better than it should have been.
It was better than it should have been. All right, that brings us to a welterweight bout. Sean Brady, Joaquin Buckley. And were you? I don't know. Were you paying attention to all the line movement stuff going into this fight?
I didn't, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of money came in on Buckley.
Yes, Brady was a reasonably solid favorite all up until like a day before the fight, and was a big underdog by fight night.
I know DraftKings pulled all the props.
Yeah, yeah. And I've heard rumors that like, oh, Brady was in a car accident. People saying, oh, Brady's got a knee injury. Oh, Brady's got a nose injury. Even in the corner at some point, in Buckley's corner at some point, his coach said, you can hit that nose. Like maybe even they had heard that Brady hasn't had a nose injury of some kind. Either way, my reaction when I saw all that line movement was it's a 3-round fight, and Buckley is simply not a good enough wrestler. He just isn't. Like, even if I think Brady might be injured, Buckley, and he's got good takedown defense statistically because he hasn't fought a lot of very good wrestlers, but against an incredibly washed Colby Covington, who he was beating Colby's ass, no question. He got taken down one time and gave up 3.5 minutes of top control. Buckley has one of the worst guard games in all of MMA. And it's just like, even if Sean Brady is hurt, like all he has to do is get Buckley down 2 times, and Buckley is not going to get back to his feet.
He really is like a turtle. You
He
put him
is.
on his back, he's not getting up.
It is absolutely, there's been a lot of talk over the years. I think the thing is this is really one of those like weird only happens in MMA kind of things where a fighter can get to the elite level where for like the first half dozen years of Buckley's career, he was basically training at 6 gyms because no gym would ever have him as a permanent training guy. Because I think he probably just showed up and tried to go really hard with all the established pros. It's like nobody wants a guy who's just gonna. This used to be Sean Strickland's thing too. For years, Sean Strickland would go through like 5 different California gyms, because he'd just show up, spar way too hard, listen to nobody, and they'd just be like, get the fuck out of here, man. Nobody wants to work with you. And so Buckley, for a lot of years, really pretty much ran his own camps. And I think it's like the thing that you're really just never going to get running your own like camp like that is spending a bunch of time in bad positions on the ground. You know, like you're not going to be putting yourself in those positions because you don't have a coach who's going to be like, oh, okay, we got a good wrestler. He's going to come in here. He's going to put you in this position where start here and you have to fight your way out of it.
It's you don't have the training partners
that
are better than you to put you in those positions and keep you in those positions and force you to learn how to get out of those positions.
Yep. And that part of his game is just awful. Like it just doesn't exist at all. So yeah, I was really mystified when the line started moving that much. It's like, okay, he could catch Brady, sure, but Brady's still a really good wrestler. He just got freaked out because what's his name?
Morales
was the first guy. If you actually go back and look at Sean Brady's career, Morales was the first guy he'd ever fought who didn't have a longer reach who had a longer reach than him.
Even Leon Edwards?
Even Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, his reach is 74 inches. And Brady's is 72. So Edwards a little longer, but Morales is like, 79 inches. His reach is so much further that it's just like he got out there. He got touched a couple times from a range that he'd never thought even possible before and just clearly freaked out.
I think it was the power too.
Oh, yeah. But he's fought a lot of other good fighters before. I think a lot of it was just fighting somebody that tall and big and imposing and long was just, it freaked him out.
And in their prime.
Yeah. So,
because like he fought a lot of guys over the hill.
This was a great performance from Brady, has to be said, because Buckley's in his prime.
Wildly dominant.
Yeah,
Buckley is in his prime, but Buckley's got zero takedown defense and zero guard game. So this is like a perfect stylistic matchup for Brady.
Yep. Really great style matchup. Good for Brady to get himself back in among the welterweight elite. And
I don't know where he goes from here, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I did have an obvious one, but it can't. It's an obvious one after a fight, which is that Bilal Muhammad is booked to fight Gabriel Bonfim, and he should take the winner of that.
What's Ian Gary doing?
Ian Gary is hanging out waiting for Islam Makhachev to recover from a hand injury and hoping he doesn't get leapfrogged by Morales or Praches.
Getting leapfrogged by Praches would be crazy.
It would, but people like Carlos Praches. Nobody likes Ian Gary.
I like Ian Gary.
Okay, well, you can be the single flag waver of the Ian Gary fan club.
I don't like his fighting style more than Praches or Morales.
I will say, if you want to do a interesting but not entertaining fight, you could do Buckley Usman.
We already saw that. We just saw that.
Or Brady Usman, rather. Brady Usman. Not Buckley Usman. Brady Usman.
Yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and spoil it, but I want Amosov to fight Usman.
That would be fun. That would be interesting.
But I guess Brady Amosov is fucking phenomenal also.
Mm-hmm. No, this was Amosov. He was
tied. I think Amosov beating Usman would be more.
Yeah, it would
credence to a title shot, run.
But yeah, Brady's got options. He could also, Usman, like I say, the Bilal Muhammad, Bonfim winner. Like if I'm Brady, I'm absolutely trying to get that Bilal Muhammad fight back. You know, it's got to be a loss that Brady believes he could win, and if he's willing, if he really were willing to go out on and potentially humiliate himself, but also potentially dominate, I would actually be willing to watch Sean Brady fight Michael Page.
Yeah, that's very weird. That's too far of a step back.
It
in
is
my
too far of a
opinion.
step back, but and Page might be talking himself out of the UFC with all his talk about not really getting enough respect or pay and all that. But yeah, otherwise,
Whatevs.
for Joaquin Buckley,
Oh, Joel Alvarez.
yeah. Although
Yeah.
Buckley's ranked number 9 right now, and Alvarez isn't even near the rankings. So
He is near the rankings. What do you mean?
I mean, he's not ranked. He's
But
not.
he's near it.
He's
He's
never
like,
been ranked at
but he's
welterweight.
right there. He's
He's
right there.
except after tonight, he's not.
Well, it's a new weight class.
You could also, I mean, if
If
I'm Buckley, like you're
if
right.
I'm Buckley, I'm staying away from wrestlers and I'm going to
No,
fight someone that can bang with me.
if I'm Buckley, I am spending every day of the next 6 months calling out Jack Della Maddalena.
Smart.
You
That's
know,
smart. Yeah. Man, what's the status on Shavkat?
right? I mean, I don't think he's even ranked anymore.
They took him out of the rankings.
Yeah, they took him out. I know
And
he got
it takes a lot to get taken out of the rankings.
It does.
Conor McGregor's probably still ranked.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see. Do we have it was reported he had a knee injury that would keep him out for 9 to 10 months in January. So
Damn.
basically, he's just out all the rest of the year.
Crazy work.
But yeah, I mean, Buckley, if I'm him, I'm calling out Jack Della. Looking at, that winner, or, well, I guess the loser, Bonfim Muhammad, or, I mean, Leon Edwards is now booked to fight D-Rod. So.
Why?
I know. I have no idea.
Why isn't Kevin Holland getting that fight?
I don't know. That's a great question. Seems like it was clearly set up. Or you could do Buck. I would actually really like to see Buckley Medic or Buckley Malott. Somebody else also mentioned Buckley Malott. Those are all good fun fights.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm always down to watch Joaquin Buckley if they can get him a sports bra.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm down to watch him as long as he's not facing a wrestler.
He's the chestiest fighter on any MMA card he's ever been on.
Yeah, he's busty.
He's busty.
He's got some big naturals.
Well, naturals. Don't know how he got those, but
yeah.
All right. In terms of scoring for that fight, I'd give it a 2. I was interested in watching Brady dominate, and he did a good job. But it's
just frustrating for me to watch Buckley with zero guard.
Yeah.
It
is really frustrating to see a fighter.
He did do the one dolphin kick to get out of full mount.
That was impressive. I mean, the thing about Buckley is he never fucking gets tired. Like, that dude has infinite energy. It's just somebody's got to harness it to just get this guy learning scrambling basics, learning to shrimp, learning to, kick off, anything. Like, he is just flat on his back and he has no clue what to do. All right. That brings us to a lightweight catchweight bout. King Green, Jeremy Stevens. And yeah, I get it. If you're keeping a 40-year-old Bobby Green or King Green around, then you need other 40-year-olds for him to fight. And far be it from me to ask why we're keeping a bunch of 40-year-olds around to fill out fight cards. But
Because
just,
the old heads will show up for it.
yeah. Like Jeremy Stevens, he got cut 5 years ago from the UFC because he clearly did not enjoy any part of MMA anymore beyond punching and was not trying to do any part of MMA beyond punching anymore, and thus could not win MMA fights at any kind of reasonable level anymore. And in the years since then, he got one PFL splitty, and the UFC brought him back, and he's just like, he was not even slightly competitive with Bobby Green out there. Not
No,
even a tiny bit.
he had nothing for him.
Yeah.
But, he's tight with Dana.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how he got back in.
I know. It is, like it's Bobby. I like watching Bobby Green win. He's always fun. He's slick as hell. He proudly represents his people, degenerate strip club owners and users. But I want to see him in fights that mean even something. Like Stevens is just at this point, he's a guy who doesn't like MMA anymore and is just doing this to collect paychecks.
Yeah. Well, he lost 30% of his.
Stevens did.
Yeah, for missing weight.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just I can't be mad about it, but it was a really stupid fight. I'll give it a 3.
Oh man, I'm giving it a 5. Just watching Bobby Green be
yeah.
Bobby Green.
Yep.
It's a throwback. It's good to see. He did whatever he wanted out there.
All right. That brings us to a middleweight bout, Ateba Gautier.
He's actually on a 3-fight winning streak right now.
Bobby Green, I know. And after a point of getting like absolutely crushed by Hoofy and Pimblett and struggling hard with Lance Gibson Jr.
Oh, don't forget the Jalen Turner debacle.
Yeah. 3 wins. Like I said, I don't really know who you find for him to fight at this point. Just some other old dude.
No clue.
Let's see. Oh, wait. You can sort the lightweight division by age. He already fought Jim Miller. He could fight Carlos Diego Ferreira. I don't think he's fought him yet. He's 41. Is Edson Barboza, did he retire yet?
I think he did.
Yeah. I think he did too.
You could also just feed him to like a prospect.
Yeah. I guess, but I don't like. That's the thing, is I don't need to watch that,
Yeah, true. Let him fight Jared Gordon again.
Fair. That was a really fluky, weird head clash fight.
Yeah, run that one back.
Anyway, that brings us to middleweight bout, Ateba Gautier, Ozzy Diaz, and not a great stoppage, but when you book a fight just to make one guy look good, I'm all for pulling the plug on it when the job is done.
I thought it was a great stoppage. Did you see the way Ozzy fell? His leg was behind him and everything.
The way he fell, it looked bad, but he was like snapped awake, like right away on the ground.
Yeah, like the follow-up punch woke him back up. But like, I don't need I'm good.
It's fine. Like I said, they booked this fight for Ateba Gautier to get a flashy knockout. He hurt Ozzy Diaz really bad. I'm fine. You don't need to drag out him absolutely detonating Diaz for me to convince me that he had won this fight.
Right. It's not like Dan Mergliotta was in there. You know
No.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Steve Mazzagatti.
There we go.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. It's
He
fine.
did what he was supposed to do.
And it was a good fight for him too, honestly. He struggled a lot early with Diaz circling away from him, just like he struggled with Puliaev the same way. And he's a really raw prospect who's getting good work in and good rounds in. And it's weird to see somebody getting that kind of those kind of bookings in the UFC. Like a bunch of them,
Right.
one after another after
It's
another.
like Bellator booking.
Yeah.
For prospects.
Which if I'm Gautier's manager, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm just like, yeah, no. You need cage time. You need experience. You need to get comfortable out there.
He called out Izzy.
I know. That's so sad.
He did it respectfully.
Yeah, great. So, he probably should take somebody saying he thinks Gautier will get exposed if they give him a real test next. I mean, it depends on what you mean by a real test. Like,
give him like Trayshawn Gore or like.
I think he already beat Gore, didn't he?
Did he?
Let's see.
Nah.
No. Gautier. No, he didn't. I was thinking it was Tristan Vines I was thinking of. But yeah, you could do like a Trayshawn Gore or even, like an Andre Petrosky or...
Oof. Well, we'll learn a lot from that one.
Yeah. I'm fine with any reasonably athletic,
Petrosky's on a 3-fight skid, though.
Who is?
Petrosky.
Oh, yeah. So, let's see. Oh, well, Eric McConico just beat Rodolfo Vieira. So.
There you go.
That's
a big step up.
Yeah, just McConico's in shape. He knows how to fight generally. That's a bigger step up than the guys that Gautier's been beaten so far.
You mean like the mechanics he's been fighting?
No. I think they got Diaz off a cab stand on his break. Yeah. And for Diaz, I mean, the UFC's got a bunch of these guys now, so they can just find him another. They can have him fight Andre Puliaev, he's fighting Nursultan Ruziboyev at UFC Baku, but Nick Klein, whatever. They got a bunch of filler middleweights. All right. Star-wise, I will give that 4 stars. It did what it needed to do for Gautier. It got him a big flashy highlight. Got him some cage time. It's a smart, well-booked fight. It's everything it needs to be.
5.
Yeah.
5.
All right. That brings us to a beautiful thing. Yaroslav Amosov, Joel Alvarez.
My guy hit a fucking rock bottom to...
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Man.
Like, it's so fun watching him back to back with Grant Dawson, because a lot of their game basics are really similar for Amosov and Dawson. Like, they're both very wooden strikers. They're both very dedicated wrestlers, very crushing top players with some decent sub games. But it really is the difference of watching somebody who is a top level athlete with that game and somebody who has that game because they're not a top level athlete and they're just trying to survive with it.
Yeah, and different levels. Yeah.
Amosov going out there and just trucking Joel Alvarez like that. It's just beautiful. Man, he's just over the years, because he started with Combat Sambo, and I remember watching his early fights, and he was just kind of a pretty messy wild man, and I really got onto his game just because I could see how athletic he was. And I'm like, man, if somebody can get this guy concentrated, he's a pretty special talent. But to see just the level of absolute crushing top player that he's become, and somebody who just uses that top game to work people into submissions very dedicatedly, I love to see it.
I love how he sneaks in his strikes, like, while he's grappling.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he cracks. Like, he'll, like, let go, crack you, then go right back onto you. Like, that is gorgeous phase shifting there.
Yeah.
Like, that is tough to deal with.
It really is a fighter who has perfected, proved that, like, the part of MMA that everybody hates and thinks is boring can be really fun and awesome if people aren't boring with it.
Like Khabib.
Yeah, like Khabib.
Like, if you're mauling people,
yeah,
and if you're finishing people, like, by all means, go crotch sniff all you want.
Yeah.
But finish them.
It's that idea too, just like having your grappling and wrestling game be understanding that there needs to be a dedicated end to the pressure, that it's not just, oh, I got a position, that's all I wanted, now I'm safe. It's every position is a place where I can make you have to make a choice, and one of those choices will let me just continue dominating you, and the other will be very wrong, and I will strangle the life out of you.
And it's kind of like the difference with, like, a Pat Sabatini. Like, Pat has some submissions, but it seems like he'll get him if he's just that much better, much better grappler than the other one. But it doesn't seem like he has the same sort of magic in setting things up to get the submission.
No.
It's more of just like a raw pressuring grappling style.
Yeah. Sabatini's much more of a clinger who's just, what feels like getting to a really good position that's the safe spot. And then it's like, oh, and if you happen to give me something from that, then I can do something great with it. But I'm really just happy to be on you. Whereas Amosov, it's very clear, like, if I get on top of you, I am going to show you a route where you're going to try to shrimp, and I will immediately be locking down a head and arm choke, or I'll immediately be posturing up to land strikes. Like, everything is part of a process of breaking you. Love to see.
Man, he hit a fucking rock bottom, dude.
Yeah. 5 stars all the way.
Hard 5, maybe even more.
Let's see, for Amosov, yeah, I agree. You got to go rankings with Amosov at this point.
Well, he was ranked coming into this.
Yeah, he's already ranked 14th. So
I think you go Usman. I mean, I guess you could do the doctor, but I feel like with his trajectory,
yeah,
I think he needs to get on that championship route and start fighting, because he's complete. He's ready. He's been a champion before. He needs to expedite himself up into that title contention mix.
No, I agree. The Usman fight is absolutely the fight he should be taking. And then, trying to go from that to, like, if he's smart, to go from that to Muhammad, and then to Della Maddalena or Praches, and to the title,
Praches, I don't know.
I mean, but these are strikers who, he's going to at least feel like he's got a place where he absolutely is better than them.
Yeah, true.
I'm not saying he can win them all. I'm just saying
he needs to get there, though.
Yeah. As somebody notes, it's a big step from Alvarez to Usman, and it is.
Sure, but look at what he did to Alvarez.
Yeah, and he's as ready as he's ever going to be. Like, this is, to me, it's a thing where, like, he's a 32-year-old with a 20.
He's full
a
form.
30-1 record. He's a 32-year-old with a 30-1 record.
He's full form.
Yeah, and already been Bellator champ, and just like you put this guy, get this guy in the title picture now, and if he can't swim there, then he can't. But you don't want him to be suddenly 36 and just getting there, you know?
Yeah, especially with like how crowded it is up at the top
Yeah,
at 170. But if he
really,
keeps getting
truly.
submissions, he keeps finishing people, he might not get favor over the Prochess or Morales type fighters who are finishing, but I
Yeah,
can see him skipping over Ian Gary or,
yeah.
maybe even Sean Brady.
All depend if he can just create the right narrative and he gets it up near the top, All right, that brings and for Alvarez, I mean, this is it's a rough loss. It's exactly like the other big fights he's lost to Sirkin and Ismagulov, guys that can really play a mean top game, can crush him because he's so willing to try to play a dynamic guard game, but he's still a super dangerous, fun fighter. So
Buckley.
you could, I don't think, if I'm Buckley, I'm not fighting Joel Alvarez.
Fail forward. Yeah, I would. I would stay as far away from grapplers as possible.
But he is a grappler. Alvarez has a
Buckley?
bunch of subs on his.
No. Oh,
Oh,
but he'll stand with you.
yeah, he will. But it's always an attempt to get people to take him down so he can sub him.
Right, but he's not coming out to wrestle.
No, he's not.
I think that's the fight to make.
You could
Because
also,
honestly, I think Alvarez is good enough to be like. I
he
don't think
is.
MVP should be ranked.
Yeah, he's more of an elite fighter than your.
D-Rod, cool dude, but like I
Yeah,
don't think he needs to be ranked either. I feel like Alvarez
even
is right
more than
there.
even I would say more than Medic, D-Rod, Page. None of them feel like elite fighters to me right now.
Medic
Honestly,
is on a tear. Don't
Medic
disrespect
is
the
on a
doctor.
tear, but it's Muslim Salikov, Jeff Neal, like they're good wins, but not. I don't know.
He's
You could,
killing people.
yeah. You could also do somebody like Randy Brown or versus
Didn't he
Joel
just
Alvarez.
lose?
Yeah, but so did Joel Alvarez.
Oh yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah,
Or
that's not bad.
Curtis. Could do that. There are other. Chidi and Jaquani's coming off a loss.
Ooh. Okay.
That's a good fight.
Yep.
All right, that brings us to a lightweight bout. Grant Dawson, Mateusz Rembisky, and just pure foolishness from Rembisky. He got out wrestled in the first round, came back, stormed Dawson in the second. Everything was going good. And then he just was like, hey, I know, I will wrestle Grant Dawson. Gets his
I
back.
think he gassed out in the second
He might have, yeah.
because Dawson gets dropped, right? Looks like
Yeah.
he's about to get finished. And then once he gets up, he starts pressuring, coming forward, working the body. It's like he knew, like, I'm going
Yeah.
to tire this guy out. And then he caught him with the cranky 2-year-old submission that he calls the genie choke. But
Yeah.
like the cranky
Yep.
2-year-old,
Yep.
at least that's what I've heard it called,
It's
like as a way to finish.
It's a weird sub. I like it.
Yeah, it's unorthodox. It's funny. And being able to find the neck of Rebeski, it's like,
Yeah, I don't know how he did
that's
that.
the most impressive part of all of this.
It's probably why Rubesky was so unworried about like trying to fight it. He's just like, yeah, I don't have a neck. You can't choke me.
Yeah.
But I'll give this fight like a solid 4.5.
I'm going 5. Dawson
Good
comes out
comeback.
with a head kick right
Yeah.
away. Like, it had a little bit of everything.
It was a good time. All right, that brings us. Let's see. Next fights. I mean, I don't really care that much.
Ludovic Klein,
Sure.
Jakar Close,
Yeah.
people like that for Dawson.
Yeah.
Let Rebeski fight like, I don't know, Sadikov or something like that.
Who's right? Okay, Dawson's He's way up there. He's done a lot of winning. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a fight that he would take necessarily, but I would actually be interested in seeing Dawson fight somebody like Moicano.
Oof. That's a bad fight for him.
Probably, but I don't care. I don't want to watch Grant Dawson need good fights for Grant Dawson.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
He's an overachiever, so like
he is.
Good for him.
All right. And yeah, for Gamrot, just whatever. Get him in there against somebody else. He'll have a war with him.
Rubeski.
Rubeski, yeah. I mean, Rubeski. Get him in there with somebody else who have a war with him. I don't really care who.
Sadikov.
Yeah, sure. Or let's see. Ribovich just lost to Mateusz Gamrot. I'd watch the shit out of Rubeski. Or did they already fight?
Oh, they had a war.
Yeah, they did.
They had a fucking war. Run that back.
No, that was Radzhabov.
Oh, okay.
Ribovich.
Okay.
So yeah, Rubeski, Ribovich, do that. Absolutely. Yeah. That's an easy fight. All right. That brings us to Jim Miller, Jared Gordon, and man.
Hell yeah.
The moment Jared Gordon shot into that guillotine, I was like, what in the hell did you just do, man? You're done. That's it. Like,
Jared Gordon's not known for his FIQ.
No.
And it's because he caught the kick. He caught the kick and he's like, oh, easy takedown.
No.
Psych.
Yeah.
It's like, call the ambulance, but not for me.
That's right.
Love to see it though, honestly.
Oh yeah. Great win for Miller. And yeah, like he's 42. I don't want to watch him in fights he's gonna lose, so
yeah, I don't know. Because like part of me is like let him strangle like a young buck, like a Mason Jones or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do Jim Miller, Mason Jones. That's a fight I'd be up for.
But then I'm also like, well, let him fight like Mike Davis.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You could at this point do Jim Miller, Beneil Dariush.
Have they ever fought?
I don't think so.
Really? I feel like Jim Miller's fought everybody.
Right?
Interesting.
I think Dariush kind of shot up so fast that they've just always been in sort of different.
Oh, no, he did. He lost to Dariush in 2015.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, 2015. Well, sure. Then it's time for a rematch. It's 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you do, do not book Jim Miller, Jeremy Stevens. That's all I ask.
Why not?
Because I don't need to see Jeremy Stevens in the UFC not fighting. Like, I don't. The best part of Jeremy Stevens was when he was knocking people out, and when he was knocking people out last was 2018.
Was that the Josh Emmett fight?
That was the Josh Emmett fight. He's not knocked anybody out since then, not even in bare knuckle boxing, where he has a doctor stoppage and a TKO corner stoppage. Like, I don't want to watch Jeremy Stevens suck at MMA. That's not fun.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I also like seeing Jim Miller win.
Yeah, fine. But, all right. I'll give it 5 stars, though.
Hell yeah, fuck it. At least 5.
Give it 42 stars.
42 stars. Is he 42 years old?
He's 42 years old.
Beautiful. And his son beat up cancer?
That's right.
Let's go.
Now, my feel-good call of the night, Roman Kopylov beat Marco Tulio at middleweight. And I was watching tape on this. I was like, Marco Tulio will probably fight Kopylov just the right way and put together just the right plan and then get hit really hard. Because Kopolov's just a little too fast and dangerous, and Tulio's just too workmanlike.
Mm-hmm.
And bam, that was it.
Yeah, Tulio's a little clunky, a little just unrefined, too much of a bruiser.
Yeah.
Like, and Kopylov, technical, but he can be pushed back and go into
Yeah.
his shell.
I mean, they're
But
both mid card action fighting middleweights that aren't boring to watch. So I'm happy to watch them. They put on a good fight,
yeah,
and
it was a really good fight.
that's all I ask. So I'm happy with it. This is the right kind of level for both these guys to be fighting at. And
Honestly, I feel like Kopylov should be way better than he is.
oh yeah, he's got the technique, he's got the speed. His footwork is just terrible, and so every time he gets backed up, everything falls apart.
His footwork's terrible, and his risk aversion is too high.
Yeah, that
Like,
too.
he just doesn't like to get hit. No one likes to get hit, obviously, but he is just
Yeah.
flinchy and doesn't react well to getting hit.
See, is there a middleweight action fight that I haven't seen Roman Kopylov in at this point?
Edmund Shabazian?
Sure, yeah. Shabazian would be fine. Oh, Shabazian's fighting Brendan Allen. So
Damn, good for Shabazian.
yeah.
Is he ranked?
Uh,
Shabazian?
Rankings, middleweight. He is not.
That's a massive hop up into the rankings.
Yeah. This must have been a fight cancellation.
Interesting.
Let's see.
Well, I can see that going one of two ways.
Yeah. Nope. I don't even see anything about a cancellation in there. So
That's a weird booking.
yeah. I can only think that it must have been that Allen was demanding a fight, and they were just like, okay, well, this is the only guy we could find ready for you right now. Because yeah,
or like a favor to Shabazian, who's like on a streak right now.
Yeah.
So like, all right, I need to make my run. Because he's been in the UFC forever.
Yeah. But otherwise, there's let's see, Alexejczyk is no, he's already booked. Did Duncan fight Kopylov yet? No, Christian Leroy Duncan, Kopylov. There we go.
A little CLD.
Yeah, there we go.
That should be funky. Yeah.
All right. I don't care who Tulio fights. Moving on. Pat Sabatini, William Gomes.
I'm giving that a 4.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'll give it a 4-2. It was a good solid. All right. Sabatini, Gomes, two neutralizers who neutralize in totally different ways. And Pat Sabatini, once he got in on Gomes right away and got him on the fence and started getting him down, so I was like, okay, well, Gomes is just not going to do enough to get the momentum of this fight back.
Bro, what was up with Joe Rogan, like trying to make an argument for Gomes winning the fight? And like, what was happening here?
I don't know. So like, okay, yeah, Gomes had 2 good shots in the second round. It's not enough to make a fight. Like, even if you want to score damage, that's just not enough to make that argument. And Sabatini did do work every time he got a little space to do work. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough that, like, no judge is going to score for Gomes. Ever.
Shitty fight. Too much control.
Yeah.
No submission attempts. Yeah, just garbage. Wall install.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But Sabatini, he's putting together a little run.
Yeah, he's on a 4-fight win streak. They're all good opposition, or 3 of the 4 are.
I think, and you think he's ready for a ranked fight?
Let's see the bottom of the featherweight rankings.
Because I'm kind of feeling Aaron Pico. I feel like Pico's on a different trajectory, but I feel like that's
Yeah,
a
if I'm Pico,
bad stylistic match for Pat Sabatini.
like if I'm Sabatini, I'm aiming at like David Onama or Pitbull, frankly, because their names coming off a loss, they need a win. They're going to be more willing to take a fight. If I'm Pico, I'm not. I'm not fighting Pat Sabatini. You know. Yeah, he should aim for Aaron Pico. I agree, but if I'm Aaron Pico, I do not take that fight for nothing.
I'm just tired of seeing Pat Sabatini just dominate people in the grappling.
Yeah.
And like, I love me some dominant grappling, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. The man needs a finish.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I don't have another fight really that looks like I want to see Pat Sabat. I mean, that's just it. It's like I don't. How many fights do I want to see Pat Sabatini in? The only other thing I could think of would be like Sean Woodson or somebody like that. But yeah, all right,
I forgot he existed.
right.
The fight's a 1.
One, yeah, it's a 1. All right, that brings us to Bison Gur Susakayev, Jordan Santos, and much like the Gautier Ozzy Diaz fight, I thought this was a really well booked, just get Susakayev more cage time fight. He's clearly got a lot of athletic talent. He's clearly got a lot of technical and he's technical talent, and he's just not focused at all, even a little bit.
He's got like the ADHD style.
Yeah.
He's more worried about everything else. Can't focus on what's in front of him. And if
I will say,
he'd be running through people.
Yeah. But I will say, to his credit, he does not get discouraged at all in a fight. Like, this fight was not going the way he, I'm sure, thought it would at all. Jordan Santos is a very focused, I know I need to go forward. I know I need to put out volume. I know I need to be tough and pressure to win rounds kind of fighter. He's not a good athlete, but he knows what winning looks like. And he went out there and he just tried to put together a fight to win against Susakayev, and Susakayev was not really prepared for that. So it's really good to see that Susakayev still in round 3 was just like, oh, okay, I've got another idea of how I can win this fight, and not thinking, oh, God, this sucks. I don't want to do it,
I feel like he has it's kind of like a pattern.
Yeah.
I think John Anik just poignantly said that Susakayev plays with his food. And that's spot on. He plays with his food.
Yeah, he's definitely going to find a fighter not much better than Jordan Santos, who will just take an ugly win off of him, Could be somebody like, even somebody like Dante Johnson or something, who had that terrible fight with Cody Brundage, but who just goes after him and goes for ugly takedowns all the time and pins him on the cage. It's going to happen.
He finds ways to win, though, so he's a winner.
No, he's a winner. Like I say, I mean, if you're a coach, you should be looking at this guy and being like, A, can we get him some Vyvanse? And B,
he needs a Miyagi in his corner with the fucking paddle with the balls on it.
Yeah.
That's what he needs.
He just needs if I'm a coach, I'm looking at this guy as if I can't coach this guy, it's a skill issue for me, because he's clearly got all of the passion and doggedness to win fights, and he's a really fast athlete. So just find ways to train him where you can use his weird demeanor to get him towards his goal.
It's tough.
Yeah, well, that's why they pay you if you're a coach. They're not paying you just to, show up
Yeah,
and
but
say, yeah, hit the guy.
that's one of the hardest things to fix, I would say, is personality.
Yeah, no, it is. But that's what I'm saying is that, like, his personality isn't a quitter. So you should be able to bend Goofy into, like, you should still have ways to train Goofy if the person's not quitting, you know? Like,
Yeah,
if somebody's never quitting out of a fight, you've got enough basis to find ways to make it work.
because he's killing people. Like,
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
killing people. This is a tech sub.
yeah,
But, like, the fight was way closer. I still scored every round for him, but the
yeah,
fight
but
was way closer than it should have been. Same with the McConaughey fight. Way
yeah.
closer than it should have been.
All right, give it a 3. Great submission
Tech
at the
subs
end.
get 5
All right,
automatically.
all right. And then that brings us finally Jose Ochoa, flyweight bout, Clayton Carpenter. And I was interested to see what the direction of this fight would be. They're two young prospects. They both tend to take a lot of risks that they don't necessarily need to take because they're young prospects. They've lost fights both that way. And the moment this fight started, I was like, oh, Jose Ochoa is going to run over Clayton Carpenter because Clayton Carpenter decided to fight on the back foot. And it's just like, you look at all of the ways that Jose Ochoa has lost in the UFC, it is always people just going after him, making him scramble, making him have to fight physically where he will make mistakes because he's inexperienced. If you hang back and let him come to you, Jose Ochoa will wreck you.
Carpenter got wrecked.
He got fucked up.
I'm surprised he didn't get finished.
Yeah, it is nothing to do with Ochoa that Carpenter did not get finished. Ochoa was landing all the shots he needed to finish Carpenter. Carpenter just hung tough enough to survive. So,
Yeah, he's had some losses, but against some really good competition.
mm-hmm.
So I'm not writing him off.
No,
like if
no.
he could fight like this every time.
Yeah. No, Ochoa's young. He's got a really slick striking game. And this looked like a really good advancement for him too, where he never let his own impulses to like get wild or to like go for it overrun his success. Like he was landing all the shots he wanted, taking some risks here and there, but never just going nuts to the point where Carpenter ever had a chance to get himself back into the fight at all.
Yeah.
So really great performance.
It's like as dominant as you can be without getting a finish.
Yeah. I'll give this a 5. This was, to me,
wow.
I had fun watching this. Yeah.
All right.
I love watching Ochoa when he's flowing.
Damn, I was about to give it like a 3.5, but I'm giving it a 5 because you gave it a 5.
There we go.
I'm not killing the buzz here.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Card as a total, I'm going to give this, I'll give it a 4. The main event wasn't a thriller. That always matters more than anything else. And
you said it wasn't a thriller?
I mean, it wasn't great. It was not the co-main.
It wasn't the co-main, but it was. We didn't know who was going to win until.
No, it's true.
Red.
But I'll give it a 4. It was a well-booked card and it performed well.
Yeah,
it's not an all-time great card.
I think a 4 is fair.
Yeah,
I'll go 4.
All right. On that note, you can find me on Twitter at Zane Simon. You can find Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mercado. You can find me over at Blue Sky and Substack at Zane Simon. You can find Eddie at all of the places at Eddie Mercado. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see you all next time. Remember to subscribe to our Substack. There's a link down in the description. That's where you can support the show. Appreciate y'all. Adios.